What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more classical music. Indeed, I'm back with the second season in Antonio Vivaldi's Concerto of the Four Seasons. We're going to listen to La Primavera, or Spring. I mentioned before, this particular performance is by the Concentus Musicas Wien, under the direction of Nicholas Harnoncourt, and I noticed on the front it refers to Alice Harnoncourt. So she might be the soloist, or the one that the lead lines are given to. I'm not entirely sure, but again, it's under the direction and with the conduction of Nicholas Harnoncourt. Perhaps a relation, perhaps a married couple, not sure. But again, this is Concentus Musicas Wien, or Vienna. We are going to hear, as I said, the Spring or La Primavera section of Vivaldi's Four Seasons, which includes an allegro, a largo, an allegro, danza pastoral. The whole spring section of the piece runs about, what is it? About eight and a half minutes or so. So here we go. Let's get to it. This is Vivaldi's Spring from his Four Seasons. I feel like it's like the classical equivalent of like Hamlet saying to be or not to be. You don't have to be an expert in this realm to know this, to have heard it somewhere. And it just captures exactly what it's trying to do, right? See living things in a bright sunny morning, grass growing, a stream like dappled in the countryside. I do believe this was used in Cosmos. Part of what I'm seeing might relate to that memory. But again, I think it would have been used in that context precisely because it really captures the atmosphere it's striving for. Life, growth, warmth. Optimism for the future, which is what a plant growing really is, right? At least by a subjective observer. So is that Alice Harnoncourt? You know what I'm amazed by when I hear this, and it made me think of the first movement of Tchaikovsky's Violin Concerto in D, a very famous piece that I will definitely react to because I'm not only very fond of it, but it was used prominently in Notame. So I was fond of it from the time I was a kid, but then in my early 20s it was given a boost, just like Beethoven's Seventh Symphony. I talked about that. But it's funny when you listen to that, or when you listen to this here, and again, a lot of Vivaldi has excellent string work. It's one thing to write that, right? Like you compose and you're like, it'd be really great if a high violin line did this at a very fast tempo and so on. But you have to have people who can play it, right? And I do remember reading, and this is the reason I thought of Tchaikovsky's Violin Concerto in D, is because it was considered that a lot of people, when they looked at that score, were like, there's maybe 2 to 3 violinists on the planet who can play this. This is virtuoso stuff. This is not something that just any old person fresh out of a music academy can pick up and play convincingly. So again, I think about that when I hear really virtuoso, I'm thinking of Chopin's Etude. Again, it's not every piano player can do that. So when I hear violin work like this, it makes me laugh a little bit that Vivaldi, it's I get it, bro. You're hearing it in your head and you want it manifested, but you're gonna have to send out a call far and wide to get someone to perform this piece. So yeah, I do enjoy the virtuosity of not only the playing, but the confidence of the composition that this can be done by somebody. like in movies they use this for like a refined atmosphere sort of setting if they want to create that atmosphere. That extension, the tempo slowdown. I always love that shift. It sounds very regal all of a sudden. But again, it's just like plants growing in the sun, like pasture creatures grazing. We gotta listen to Bach, the sheep are gently grazing. We gotta do that. I love that piece. The Largo? Vroom, vroom. Not unlike a rhythmic acid snarl in a techno track, but I realize I'm probably speaking to two different crowds here. The high violin gives you all the atmosphere, all the longing, all the emotion. But the grit is provided by that, what is it? It's a cello? Like, is that a cello? Just reached even higher to the sky right there. Feels more afternoon now than the beginning, which felt very morning, which, you know, it fits. A light breeze, trees kind of shaking. That's what I was waiting for. Now there's like, you know, a group of horses like galloping around the meadow. Kind of marches back into this, like, you know, chorus, like reprise. Violins singing together at the highest register. I mean, not the highest, but very high. And like again, right when I'm feeling that, that comes back in to solidify the The full progression of the season. I thought we were a little closer to the end. I thought we were like 20 seconds away. We're like a minute away. Oh, the best part? The best part. This is definitely in Cosmos, when it's showing the evolution, like a rough... I love the sort of like slight mystery of that moment, and then it, like the way it unravels and leads us back into the warm like chorus, as I called it. Once again, big ups to the late Antonio Vivaldi. Again, his life was a little earlier than I realized. Again, I didn't quite realize that he was a Baroque figure who basically inspired Bach to kind of like culminate and sort of like bring together different threads of the Baroque period, and become seen as sort of this godfather of the Baroque sound. But again, like apparently he had been influenced by some of Vivaldi's compositions. I've always thought Vivaldi's great with his writing for the strings, especially the violin. I think this piece is as good of an example of that as anything else. I still, as I mentioned, I think winter is my favorite season in this piece. But I really do like spring as well. I don't remember summer or autumn as in as much detail as I do winter or spring. So it'll be interesting to go through those two. Hopefully you're here for it. Please let me know if you're a big fan of this piece, or if you've never heard this particular performance of it, or if you have but there's another one that you do prefer. I probably have multiple versions of this. There are several pieces, like Beethoven's Seventh. I have like 7 or 8 different CDs with it. Otto Klemperer conducting. I'm going to blank on the other ones. Herbert von Karajan conducting. There's a whole bunch. But again, I may have another version of this. So let me know if there's one that you're particularly fond of. I think I'm going to finish the run of this just because we've now done 2 of them. But yeah, next time we're going to move on to summer, so hopefully you're here for it. Let me know if you're enjoying these classical reactions, if there's any other composer or piece that you'd like me to take a look at. Really appreciate any feedback, any comments. So please do be heard. Hit the like button if it doesn't make you go out of your way. I'm not going to make a big deal about that. I'm not doing this for, it's not monetized or anything like that. But I do enjoy that more people are listening and more people are talking about music, whether it's, techno or punk rock or classical music here. So big ups to the people commenting and watching and listening. I appreciate you all. Have a good day. Have a good night. I'll see you next time. Peace.